Okay. All righty. So I'm going to fix my camera as so. Okay, hopefully. Okay, great. So I'm gonna angle it more this way. Okay. Oh, I think I got almost the whole. Yeah, good. All right. Now, major medical, not obligated to provider contracts. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Though there is no such Blue Cross Blue Shield major medical or Cigna major medical or United Health major medical or even Aetna major medical. Okay, there is no such exclamation point. Okay, now Medicare replacement. Let me talk about that for a minute. Okay, so Medicare replacement is the use of commercial insurance, being underwritten by Medicare and funded by CMS for better of choice. Let me just say that better of choice care for Medicare qualified patients. Okay, Medicare qualified patients. Now, and so for example, you have Aetna and you have United Health and you have Cigna, okay, and you have Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay. All right. So now we're talking about the different types of insurance. You have commercial insurance and you have governmental insurance. The different types of commercial insurance, for example, is Cigna, Aetna, United Health, Blue Cross Blue Shield, things of that nature. The different type of governmental insurance is like your Medicare, your Medicaid, your CHIPs, Champas, Champa, TRICARE, things of that nature. Your other types of insurance that are corporate standard, if you will, it's like your workers' comp, your corporate insurance, if it's Boeing or Continental Airlines or Randall's Supermarket, which is Safeway, the mother store of all Randall's and Tom Thumb. Kroger's, it could be Popeye's Chicken, it could be Church's, it could be Burger King, you know, their home-based business that handles for employee physicals, things of that nature. They pay for the lab work. They pay for the drug testing. Those are your corporate accounts. Okay, they're not insurances, they're accounts. And we'll explain why they call corporate accounts versus your workers' comp. Then we're going to also talk about segregation of claims so that when a person injures themselves through an auto accident, but they go into the emergency room and something may happen where they just can't quite figure out their insurance policy for their vehicle or get the other party's insurance policy for their vehicle, but they have medical insurance of their own. So they're going to use their medical insurance. I don't care if it's Cigna, HMO, PPO, Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever like that. And then once they use that, then they have to let the physician know and the nurses know that they were in an auto accident. So when you file the CMS 1500 form, or if you're going to bill up on a hospital scale and you file on a UBO4 form, you have to make it known on the form that this diagnosis, this claim is a happenstance of an auto accident, or maybe a slip and fall at Walmart, or a slip and fall on somebody's property. Okay, and so once those claims get generated and processed, then the insurance company of that HMO, PPO, whatever, they're going to send back a questionnaire to the doctor's office. They're going to also send a copy of that questionnaire to the patient. And between the patient and the doctor, they're going to have to answer, yes, this happened in an auto accident, or yes, this happened as a slip and fall on somebody's property or at Walmart, something like that. And then they would have to fill out those forms, and they would have to give the proper address of the adjuster of that auto accident and the insurance name. It could be Geico, it could be Liberty Mutual, it could be Allstate, whomever. It could be State Farm for property. It could be Travelers, anything like that. And then once they fill out that information, then the commercial insurance is going to contact the auto insurance and say, okay, we're getting all these bills on the medical insurance and we're not going to pay them. So we're going to transfer all that, and we're going to sub the care. We're going to take care of the thing, but we're going to transfer all the claims over to you. And if we decide to pay anything, then you all are going to subrogate that payment from the auto insurance back to us at the insurance company, because it should not be a fault of us to continue to pay something that's not considered a health insurance policy necessarily if it's due to an accident of some kind. Okay, so that's it between subrogation type 3 adjuster. So I loved being a workers' comp adjuster at that time. Okay, so in the insurance, so you have what you call copays. On HMOs, you never, ever, 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 never, ever have co-insurances. HMOs are always co-pays. Okay, they're always co-pays. Now, with the co-pays, you have what they call are gatekeepers. Okay, and your gatekeepers are your PCP. Now, who can qualify as a PCP? I'm glad you asked. A family practice doctor can be a PCP. Internal medicine can be a PCP. General practitioner can be a PCP. Even an OB-GYN doctor can be a PCP. Okay? Those are called your gatekeepers. Why are they called gatekeepers? I'm glad you asked. They're called gatekeepers because they have to make sure that before they send you out to see any other physician, a specialist of some sort, or maybe some other testing that needs to be done, the family practice doctor within his jurisdiction of care, his license of care, has to make sure that he's done all the necessary things that he needed to do to rule out the fact that that patient has to see a specialist doctor. This is now out of his scope of practice, okay? And it needs to be looked at further and more specialized within that specialty of that particular doctor, okay? All right. So you have your PCP. All right. So sometimes your PCP may charge a copay, and your insurance may say PCPs have to pay a copay of, I'll give you mine, for example. My PCP copay, but I have a point of service, but my PCP copay is $45. to see a specialist is 60. So every time I see my family practice physician, and a family practice physician can see everyone in the family, mom, dad, kids, grandpa, grandma, uncle, auntie, you know, there's no limit of age. They can see all in the family. That's why they call family practitioners. Internal medicines are a little bit more stringent of care, but they run in the same genre as a family practice physician, and they can see anybody. They just a little bit more in depth than a family practice physician, but they too are considered a PCP. PCP means primary care physician. Okay, primary care physician, primary care. That's the A. Physicians. Okay, that's what PCP means. Okay, so some of y'all may work the front desk, and or you may work the scheduling, and you're gonna say, "Ma'am, is he your PCP? Who's your PCP? Who referred you?" Okay, you will understand exactly the lingo. I remember we talked about the other day when we first got together, medical terminology island, medical language island. And so you have to understand these things, right? All right. So now we're going to talk about also specialists. Okay. So let's write that in green. Specialist is your rheumatologist. Y'all haven't learned what rheumo means just yet, but you will. Your ear, nose, and throat. Who can remember what the proper term for ear, nose, and throat was? The proper title. Otto what? Otto Rhine. Oh, what's the throat called? Laryngologist. Otorhinolaryngologist. Okay. All right. Another specialist is cardiologist. What type of doctor is that? Okay, heart. Okay. What about pulmonologist? What type of doctor is that? What is it? Lungs. Okay. He deals with sleep apnea. He deals with asthma. Okay. So that's why, again, it's real pertinent that you understand medical terminology and all of its parts and glory so that you know what you're working with, what you're doing. Okay? All right. How many of y'all got your homework? I sent y'all an email yesterday. Yeah. You got it? Yeah. Did you get it? Did you get it? Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right. So your gatekeeper has to make sure before they send you to, oh yeah, and a pediatrician. Sorry, a pediatrician. So let's name some PCPs. Okay. Family practice, internal medicine, family practice, internal medicine, pediatrician for kids, not for grown folks. OBGYN. Some doctors are gynecologists. Doctors are straight obstetrics. Some doctors are both. Okay. Some you have, they just want to deal with straight women issues. If you're pregnant, I'm going to have to refer you out because I don't deal with baby stuff. Okay. Some just like to deal with pregnant women. They're obstetricians. If it's women type issues, I'm gonna have to refer you over to a gynecologist, okay? But if it's an all-in-one type doctor, then you know what you got. Internal medicine, PCP, and sometimes a urologist, okay? And I'll talk about that in a minute. Urologists, they deal with the urinary type issues, urinary continence. They deal with women too, you know, because you have some women who have urinary continence. Urinary continence is like, I feel like I gotta pee, but when I go to the toilet, it's maybe a drop. But why I got this urge to pee? You know what I'm saying? Or they deal with erectile dysfunction, or they deal with vasectomies for men. They deal with men healthcare as well, okay? But they specialize in that area. Okay, so so now we have the gatekeepers. So what does the gatekeeper have to do, the PCP, in order for you to see the specialist? They have to give you an authorization number, that's what auth means, or a referral. Okay, they give you a paper referral or an authorization number. Now, when you do get an authorization number, that authorization number can be good for 3 office visits. 3 office visits. Now, that doesn't mean that necessarily that when you get a referral to see a specialist for 3 office visits, that you see him in all 3 days of that week, or 2 this week and 1 next week. You may see him once this week, once again 2 weeks from now, and another time 2 weeks from now. It's at the discretion of the physician. Okay. Remember we talked about SOAP notes. S means what? Segregation. O means what? I'm sorry, not segregation. Subjective. Yes, very good. O means objective. A means what? Assessment. P means what? Plan. Okay. And where does your job lie within the SOAP notes? Assessment. That's your job all day long, all day, every day, all day long. If you're going to do billing and coding. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, at that physician's discretion, the specialist, once he gets an authorization, he can get a paper referral, he can get an authorization number, and they're going to say, okay, Ms. Harper, we got your authorization number today. Today is July 3rd, right? Today's July 3rd. It's good till October 3rd. Okay. I may see him again. I may see him today. I may not see him again till August. And I may not see him again till maybe September. If I cancel it, I can see him October 1st, maybe October 2nd, if his office is open, depending on what day of the week that is. But now, if I see him on October 3rd, that's fine too. But what if he says, Ms. Harper, you still need to come back and be seen. We're going to try this, because I don't think what we worked on or what we advised is not working too well in your favor. So we're going to recommend that, we're going to put you on this type of drug of choice treatment. And we're going to have you to see an occupational therapist to make sure, that you're recovering well in your hand, because, I don't know, carpal tunnel. And then we're going to have you come back. So I need Sally Jane, my insurance verification specialist. We talked about that job, right? Insurance verification specialist. That's part of their job. We're going to have them to call your Aetna point of service plan or your Aetna HMO plan. Let's stick with the HMO. Your Aetna HMO plan and get you to have your authorization number extended for another 3 months. Now, they can take that same number and extend it instead of getting it regenerated. They have to call Aetna. You have to talk to the utilization review department. And the utilization review department is going to say, okay, we're going to use the same authorization number. And so instead of her being expired October 3rd, we're going to have them expire to December 3rd. Okay? Once that expires, then I get to see them 3 more times. Okay? You can extend it as long as the utilization review department, that's who does the authorization, as long as they extend it. Now, they may get to a point if it gets to like 9 visits, 3 times use of the authorization number, they may say, we need y'all to send us notes. We need to kind of send that up to the chief medical staff in the utilization review department. He needs to review that. Give us about a week to get back in touch with you. Then you have to let the patient know, I'm sorry, ma'am, but we have to send notes to them on your past treatment with us in order for them to give us the authorization to continue to see you. Please check back with us in a week. If you haven't heard back from me by Tuesday next week, please call me back, okay? And so once you do that, then she should be able to tell you yes or no, or, well, we'll give you an extension, but we'll give you an extension for one more visit. After that 10th visit, which is one more visit extended, they need to go back to their PCP, and their PCP needs to judge whether they need to continue to see that specialist, or they have to be referred to another specialist. Maybe that specialist is not doing all what they know to do. Okay, so maybe they have to refer to a same type of specialist, but a different doctor, or a specialist that's similar to that, but maybe you need a higher dose of what you need. Okay, does that make sense? That's why they're called the gatekeepers. Okay, the gatekeepers, when I worked in the insurance industry, and I shouldn't say this, but I will, and we worked at the IPA, Independent Physician Association, they would get bonuses, okay? And so we have to make sure that visits are done and counted for. So a patient, typically for HMO staff or PCP, they can get about 40 to 60 visits in a year, okay? If it's, they may see, it depends on their diagnoses, you know, the chronic care of their diagnoses. If it's a patient that's seeing a doctor 5 times a month, okay, that's kind of typical, okay? If a patient is seeing 3 times a month, okay. But if a patient is seeing a physician 10 times a month, then we need to kind of question that. We need to get the utilization review board, the medical physician, to question that. Why are you seeing the patient so much? Are you really seeing the patient? Is the patient really coming into your office? Or are you making up the schedule to say that the patient is justified being here? And then when we contact the patient and say, ma'am, you have used up your 40th visit for the year. We need you to give us a call. And we generate a letter to that patient. And that patient say, but I've only seen that doctor twice this year. How is they talking about I've been in there? It's called checks and balances in business. Checks and balance. Checks and balance. Checks and balance. Got to make sure everybody tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You're going to get found out. Found out. Found out. Found out. Okay. So now, riders. Let's talk about riders. Did I talk about riders with y'all before? No. Where y'all, if y'all go out of town. Okay, I did talk about riders with y'all. And Sally Sue has HMO insurance, and her 2 sons, Jimmy and John, and her husband, Daniel, they went on a ski trip to Denver. And Jimmy was going real fast down the ski slope, and he hit a tree and broke his arm, okay? But he has HMO. And you being a smart mom that you are, right? You know that you have to have an authorization on number. However, your son, you driving your child to the emergency room. By that time, you're thinking about the insurance and all that, but you like, I don't give a flying care. Somebody needs to see about my kid. I'll take care of that later, right? So they get to the insurance, get to the hospital. And then the hospital calls the insurance company and they say, okay, they're on a vacation, or let's say that the child came down a ski slope, bumped into a tree, broke his arm, and broke his arm, and decided, okay, we need to take care of this person. Okay, well, how did this happen? Well, they're on vacation. Oh, okay. Well, there's a rider plan. That rider plan is like your, how can I say, your small print, that lay people, and I say lay people because y'all are getting educated now. So you all are no longer lay people. Okay, you all are educated on the craft and the field, so you know what's going on. So when y'all go to the doctor, be like, There's a rider on there, right? There's a fine print that says. Okay, so now the rider is going to make exclusions. Exclusions are like your carve outs that will give permission for happenstances that is unusual but deemed necessary but payable. You know, when you call the insurance company or you call any kind of customer service person and they say, ma'am, this is a quote based on the information that we have that is reasonable and customary. Okay, they're going to give you broad language. They're going to give you broad conversation of how the plan is going to pay. However, they have to say reasonable and customary to protect, you know, what they're saying. All right, so those are riders. Okay, and there's different type of riders. There's a rider J, P, G, K, and each one of them are different. If you happen to be in a plane crash, there's a rider for that. You know, you'd be amazed. I used to work in a utilization review department at a major, I can't say it on YouTube, a major health physician care organization and insurance companies. I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. And I got that job because I was a medical assistant in high school. And I was a medical assistant my second year at Prairie View and my third year going to Prairie View for nursing at the same time. But anyway, so it works the same way for Blue Cross Blue Shield. It works the same way for Cigna. It works the same way for United Health. Is everybody getting that? Okay. So now you're going to have some patients. Let me also say this. They're going to get mad. And they're going to say, you know, why am I paying $40 when I get to Dr. So-and-so office paying $60? Okay, well, ma'am, what type of doctor is he? Well, that's my cardiologist. Okay, ma'am, he's a specialist. But why is that? Because he specialized in heart. He went to school. He had residency a lot longer than us. He spent a lot more Lejeune than what we did. So, ma'am, I'm sorry, but you're going to take that up with your insurance company. Well, why am I paying $60 and then I'm paying $250 every 2 weeks on my paycheck? I shouldn't have to pay for nothing. Okay, fine. Ma'am, you're going to have to take that up with your employer. Okay? If they want to argue with you about that. And the reason why I say that is because the employers are the ones that decide what insurance they're going to offer their employees. They are the ones that's going to say, okay, we want it written like this. So you already got it. I see your face. We want it written like this. And if they choose HMO, we want our employees to pay $300 per check and $20 copay, or $250 per check, $40 copay. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Y'all ever heard of that? Different tiers or different tiers of insurance. Okay. It depends on how it's scaled up. So if it's scaled up, tier 1 is usually like your most inexpensive. That's like your HMOs. Tier 2 is like your PPOs. Okay, and your PPO may have like a $500 or $1,000 deductible. Okay. If it's a $500 deductible, you're paying maybe $250, $300 every 2 weeks. It just depends, you know. And you may pay 20%. Whose responsibility is 20%? That's the patient. The insurance responsibility is the 80%. They pay the provider. They pay the doctor's office. Y'all working at the doctor's office. They paying them 80%, right? Okay. The deductible can be $1,000. Okay, but your payment, your premium is the term, what you paying out your paycheck. You may be paying $200 every 2 weeks. Oh, I like that. I'm paying $200 every 2 weeks out of my paycheck. Yeah. When you go see that doctor, man, you have $1,000 deductible. What? Yeah, $1,000. Mm-hmm. No wonder I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm just saying no wonder it's $200. The less expensive it is as a PPO, the more Lejeune you're going to pay for a deductible. The more you're going to pay for co-insurance. The less they have to pay on their part to the provider on the co-insurance. Are y'all getting this? Does it make sense? So tell the patients, don't get mad at the insurance company. Don't get mad at the doctor's office. Talk to your human resource representative, because they're the ones that get along with the CEOs, the CFOs, the COOs, and whoever owes at that company, and they make those beautiful decisions for the year. Okay, arrest my case. Okay, now, your deductible may be $1,000. Your deductible may be $500. Your out-of-pocket maximum. Ooh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Okay, now, I'll use me for an example. Okay, my deductible, for me to, and I have like a point of service plan, but I'll just use it for the sake of PPO. My deductible, if I'm going to have a CAT scan, I have to pay a $500 deductible. Now, how do you pay a $500 deductible? Anybody want to take a guess? How do you pay a $500 deductible? How would you charge the patient? Have y'all been in that situation before? No? No? Okay. All right. That's how we do it. Okay. So I had to have a CAT scan, and they have to check and see, okay, Miss Harper, you got a $500 deductible. Okay. Which my deductible has long been met because I'm one of those needy babies. As far as healthcare, I'm one of them needy babies. Okay. So, but let's just suppose in this circumstance, it hasn't been met. Okay. So I said, okay, hasn't been met? No, ma'am, it has not been met. Okay. And ma'am, your 20% is $320. You should see your face when I be talking. I'm like, oh Jesus! You gotta remember my niece Courtney. You look somewhat just like her too. She's yeah. And so anyway, so it's $320. Okay, now how are we going to get the deductible met? I'm glad you asked. You have to charge the patient $500 upfront plus $320. So all together, ladies, what's the math on that? What's the math on that? Add that together. Somebody tell me. $820. Miss Harper got to come out for $820. Cash, check, credit card, money order. No people credit. Sorry. Cash, check, money. Okay. So I have to come out for that. Once I paid that $820, then they're gonna file it to the insurance company. The insurance company is going to send back the 80%. Let's suppose the total cost of the CAT scan is $5,000. Okay, so somebody do the math on that. CAT scan $5,000 minus $820. What is it? 4180. Okay, 4180. Okay, anybody want to fact check that? That sounds about right. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, 4180. So now I'm going to say this for the sake of just explaining for today. This is not a true pay. It's just for today because we're going to talk about adjustments. We're going to talk about contracted rates and stuff like that. Okay, so that's a deeper conversation we're going to have later on. Right now, we're going to stay simple in chapter 3. We're going to keep it real simple. Okay, so that means the doctor's office is going to get paid $4,180. Okay, that's not true out there in YouTube land. So anybody working at a physician's office or a professional organization, oh, you got adjustment. I know this. I'm teaching chapter 3. I'm keeping it simple. Don't you email me that. Okay. So anyway, you got to talk to folks. But anyway, so $4,180. The insurance is going to pay the provider. Okay. So now the insurance paid the provider that. So now everything has been met. So when we do the math, $4,180 plus $820, What did we get all together? $5,000. Okay. Then you're going to update the patient's account, and you're going to say, okay, his account balance is 0. Okay. And he shouldn't get any bills in the mail. But again, in YouTube land and all you smart Alex out there, I've been doing this for 32 years. Don't you email me. You better not. Okay. Now, that's how they go. So out-of-pocket max. So let's suppose my out-of-pocket max, I met my deductible. Okay, I paid, Ms. Harper paid $820. The $4,180 was paid to the provider. Let's suppose something else occurs. Ms. Harper got to have an MRI. Okay, I'm going to have an MRI. Okay. And once I have my MRI, they're going to call and verify my insurance. Now, I just came to the radiologist of such and such hospital. Should they call and verify my insurance? This is now a new month. Should they call and verify my insurance? Yes. If I were to come back next week for an MRI, should they call and verify my insurance? Yes. By what means of reason? It can expire the next day of visit. What else? The deductible may not still yet be met. Okay, good, great. What if my insurance change? Okay, my insurance may have changed. Okay, I may decide I don't want to carry this no more. My husband got this, or maybe he don't want to carry it no more. I got all this. Do y'all see that? Okay, so now my insurance next month. Okay, my deductible has been met. My out-of-pocket, let's suppose my out-of-pocket was $1,000. Okay, we're going to talk about that math real good. My out-of-pocket was $1,000. So Ms. Harper paid, let's see, let's talk about the CAT scan. So let's say July 1st. July 1st. I paid $320, okay? And let's say July 3rd, it's a CAT scan. This is an MRI, okay? And I have to come out of pocket $440. And let's suppose I see the doctor the next time, and I have to come out another $440. Who can do the math on that? And this is for a upper GI. Okay, how much? 1,200. 1,200. What is it? 1,200.
1,200. That's what I.
Oh, 1,200. Okay, 1,200, 1,200. Okay, tomato. Okay. Okay, now 1,200. Very good. Same thing. All right, now, and let's suppose that my out of pocket is $1,000 for the whole year, from 1/1 to 12/31/2018 is $1,000. Has my out of pocket been met? Yes, it's been met and has exceeded $200. Okay, has been met and exceeded $200. Now, it's kind of tricky because that $200, the insurance can keep it, or the insurance can keep it and then pay it back to the patient, okay, because they met their $1,000 deductible, or they can pay it to the physician's office, and the physician's office can say, "Ma'am," and I've had that happen. I've been calling back to a lot of doctor's offices within the last 2 years and see if I got some money on the book. And I've had that to happen. Oh yeah, baby. Sometimes I be having like $40 and $60 credit, and they be like, they don't tell you that. They don't voluntarily send you no check. Oh, I'm telling a secret. I'm sorry. They don't voluntarily send you no check. You got to say, "Do I have any credit on my account?" And I did that to happen 2 or 3 more times because I've overpaid or I gave an estimate pay or something. I go, yes, ma'am, you got a $25 credit. Take that out, take my copay out of that. And I got $5 left. So the next time I come in, y'all still got that $5 credit? Okay, use that $5 credit and here's 15. Or sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I may say, what is it? It's Christmas. Money getting tight for them gifts, man. Money getting tight for them gifts. Money getting tight for them gifts, man. Money getting tight for them gifts. Okay. Because you want to buy everybody a gift. Big mama, big pop, little girl, little boy. You know, you want to get everybody a gift. It's the joyous time of the year. And so I think my OB-GYN doctor office had like $40 credit for me. Well, Miss Harper, you got a $40 credit? Because I asked. Because I know to ask. Yeah, you do have a $40 credit. Okay, well, and I just ask sometimes. I don't even be keeping up with math. You'll be amazed if y'all just ask. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. And they do their books good. So if they do their books good, they do their books right. Yes, ma'am, you do. You want to use it on your next visit? Y'all can send me a check in the mail. I need that check. I ain't lying. Christmas gifts get tight. That's like 2 gifts for 2 little boys right there. $20 a piece. Give me that money. Give me that money. Give me all of it. I don't care. Okay. So I'm just saying what it is. It's real. Okay. Now, my deductible has been met. So sometimes they can pay it to the provider, and the provider can pay you, or they can pay the residual to the patient. It's always right to send it to the patient. However, on the CMS 1500 form, you're supposed to have box 27 checked off, where you say that the physician's office accept assignment of benefits. And they're supposed to also sign line 12 and 13 for release of information of your medical records and accept assignment of benefits. Okay? So now, let's suppose my deductible has been met. We already said that there's going to be a $200 credit, okay, some fashion, okay? So now, since my deductible, my out-of-pocket has been met, okay, my insurance plan should be paying at 100% for the whole year, for the rest of the year. It don't take long for me. So come August, I'm good for the rest of the year. I'm good for the rest of the year, Jesus. I'm good for the rest of the year. Bless my heart, bless my heart, Jesus. Bless my heart. So that means if I go get a mammogram or something else done, I shouldn't have to pay anything because my out-of-pocket has been met. No more 20% out my pocket. Oh, you need me? Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bless you. Thank you. I sure need it. It's cold. Quench my soul. Okay. Okay. Now, that's dealing with that. Let's talk about lifetime max. I'm going to use this small little space, okay? What time is it down? I can talk forever. Oh, it's past lunchtime. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to set my clock. Do y'all want to go ahead and take lunch and then y'all come back? I'll finish this last little piece. How about that? Yeah. Okay, and then we go to lunch at 11:30 to 12. I'm sorry. I just blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, lifetime max. Now, lifetime max. Let's talk about that for a minute. Lifetime max is typically $1 million. Okay, $1 million. Now, you're probably saying, well, Ms. Harper, why is that important to me? Why do I need to know that a lifetime max is $1 million? I'm glad you asked. Okay, let's suppose that you work at a cardiology office, okay, and your patient has congestive heart failure. We'll talk about DRGs and all of that later, another time later, okay? But congestive heart failure, okay? And let's suppose your patient has end-stage renal disease, okay? End-stage renal disease, oh, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, didn't we? On one of those days, didn't we? End-stage renal disease is when your kidney functions have fallen and they're on dialysis, okay? Anytime a person is on dialysis, they automatically qualify for Medicare, okay? That's automatic. I mean, it's just no question. It's just a wrap. That's a wrap, okay? So anyway, so okay, so the person has met their out-of-pocket max, okay, and the person has been hospitalized, okay. The kidney functions have failed. Their diabetes, needs to be managed and controlled because the heart and diabetes play a role hand in hand. Okay, you have some patients, they're diabetic, but they have to take heart medicine to counter effect hypertension. Because if that blood sugar is too high and the pressure of the red blood cells and the sugar and everything is trying to metabolize all at the same time, it can cause, through the vessels and the arteries, it can cause the heart to beat a lot faster, a lot harder, and it can cause hypertension. That's why you have, but I don't have hypertension, I'm just diabetic. Yes, I know that you're just diabetic, but I have to give you that hypertension blood pressure pill medicine to offset that so that way it does not occur. I'm trying to beat it before it even gets started. Do y'all understand that? Okay, those are called manifestation codes. So sometimes when y'all get ready to take that comprehensive coding class, you're going to deal with manifestation codes. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation. When I bring my ICD book and we're going to come together as a group and have a tabletop discussion through the book, you're going to get an understanding of what I mean, okay? Because if a person has kidney problems, sometimes it manifests hypertension. If a person has end-stage renal disease, it manifests diabetes. Some things birth another thing, okay? If a person's diabetic, and they have glaucoma, it's going to manifest that they have eye problems. Do y'all see what I'm saying? One thing births another thing, and births another problem, and another problem, and another problem, and another problem. Do y'all get that? Those are called manifestation codes. I'm making you familiar with that. I'm not holding you to it. It's just something you're going to encounter in your profession. Okay, now, lifetime max is $1 million. This person is real sick. This person has been seeing the doctor. This person has been, he's been seeing his PCP. He's been seeing his specialist. He's been hospitalized, let's just say 3 times a month. Okay? And his tab has already ran up to $850,000. $850,000. What is 1 million minus $850,000? $150,000 left. He has $150,000 left. Okay, and let's just say this is just the month of August. Now he's real sickly. He goes to the hospital about 3 times a month. Maybe 1 week he's in there for 2 days. Another day he's in there. Another week he's in there for 3 days. He may skip a week and be in there. Oh my goodness, he's in here for 5 days. And all what they have to do has accumulated over time. Okay, if you're working in the insurance industry, error like I did. I worked in the insurance industry for 12 years. Okay, and so when I had to do hospital claims, and we had to look at the accumulations, the yearly accumulation on the different abstract years. So let's suppose it's the same patient. I've been working at this insurance company. One of them I've been working for like 3 years. So let's suppose this person was seen 2007, 2008. Let's suppose 2009. And under this these are called abstract years. This is what they deal with at the insurance company. Okay, at the insurance company. Now, let's suppose this is 2009. I'm just talking from my experience of what I used to do. Okay, we have to look and compare. Okay, well, he used 850,000 in 2007. 850. Okay, he used $900. Man, this is just August, and he's already at $850,000. It's like his health is just getting worse. Do you see that? And so whenever it gets up to 100,000, 200,000, the utilization review department, it could be at a physician organization. Utilization review departments are like at your big time physician organizations, like Kelsey Sibo and UT Health and Methodist Health. Methodist physicians, different places like that, okay? They have their own utilization review department that they review and look at in comparison to the insurance company. Hey, Sarah! Okay. Girl, my hips hurt, I'm sorry. I'm not what I used to be.
Neither am I.
Oh, I hear you.
I almost bad time.
You doing all right?
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Yes, I can. Your hair cute. Oh, I like your outfit too. It's cute.
Thank you.
So, what was I saying, sweetie? Okay. So his health has gotten worse over time. Are y'all seeing this? Okay, so it's just August. So utilization review department at let's suppose some physician organization. I don't want to give a special name to it. Is saying we need to look at the charts, compare everything, and see what else we need to do because this is just August. Come October, he's going to exceed his $1 million lifetime maximum. Now, the chief medical officer of the utilization review department, they would have to see, can we increase him another 200,000? Can we increase him another 500,000? It just depends, okay? Or is he that sick that we need to roll him over to Medicare, okay, till the next following year? And you know that can take quite a while. It depends on their diagnosis. But again, if he's a congestive heart failure patient, he's end-stage renal disease, that's a wrap. ESRD, that's automatic qualification, okay? So why is this important to you on a physician level? I'm glad you asked. Because if he maxed it out and the insurance company denied and they say, man, I'm sorry, he just has no more coverage. It's not the fact that he's terminated or anything like that. It's just he's maxed out the use of his insurance. So you're going to have to tell the patient, I'm sorry, sir, the office visit for tomorrow or the day after is going to be $250. And well, you've been a long time patient. We'll work with you. You know, can you at least put down $100? You know, because it's at the office manager's discretion. You know, not so much the insurance verifier or the front desk person. The office manager or the practice manager is at their discretion, and also with the physician, they have to let the physician know. Okay, that the patient has maxed out. What are we going to do? Well, if he's been a faithful patient, and coming, kind of work with that patient. Be kind to them. Because a little bit is all what they got. The 2 mics is all what they got to put in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they go. So that's why it's important to know that as an insurance verifier at a physician standpoint, as well on a hospital standpoint. Are y'all understanding this? Okay, that's why I had to explain it like that. Okay, so it's about 11:30. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and have lunch. Thank y'all so much. I'm gonna have to put myself on the clock, Sarah, because no, we're in a different room. Oh, you remember that? Y'all were in here, huh? And that clock, girl. Huh? Well, this is true. This is true. This is true. Okay, so this is gonna end this stream right here. Okay.